Yo! Yo, it's the Morning Banana Show, and it's your boy Adam Josh. You all know him because he has the mosh. He's got the beats, and he's gonna lay it down on you with this banana style beat. Don't slip on it. Your boy's Adam Josh is in the house, and he went to the 6 to Toronto, and he flew there in a Sienna with this girl and his 2 boys. They had cotton candy. It was real nice, looking at the Toronto skyline. Your boy Adam Josh is in the house, and he's got a fresh organic banana, and he's rapping to you in the intro. So what do you think? He's gonna take it slow? Oh no! He better not go. You better not go. Don't pretend like you didn't know. What up, everyone? Yeah, it's the Morning Banana Show. My name is Adam Josh. That is what my mama named me. Even though she may not remember sometimes what she named me. I do have an organic banana here. And yeah, no joke, I had to retire my mom and my dad. Biologicals. This is the Morning Banana Show number 158. That's 158 organic bananas that we have had. Today is Monday, the 25th. It is Yom Kippur for all my Yahudas in the house, for all my Jew friends in the house. Y'all out there celebrating Yom Kippur. Good for you. So yeah, welcome to the show. As advertised, this is the Morning Banana Show, and I will be eating an organic banana. Over the weekend, Desiree and the kids and I went up to Toronto for a thing called Vegan Day, which is a, I've heard different things. So I'm from Niagara. I don't really represent Toronto, but I've heard different things. I've heard that it was called Parkdale, then turned into Vegandale. I'm just grabbing something to show you guys. One of the reasons I wanted to go up was because my good, long-time social media friend, Dr. Ashwani, told me that Elwood's dog meat was up there. What's the card? If you want to go check them out, elwooddogmeat.com, E-L. So if Ashwani didn't tell me, if Dr. Ashwani didn't tell me that they were there, I probably wouldn't have yeeted out of town so quick. But that is exactly what we did. I got in my minivan and got out of town so fast, and had Desiree book a hotel at the Hilton for us while we were driving. Didn't exactly work out with booking the hotel while we were driving. In all actual fact, because none of the hotels were perfect. So we wound up at her friend's house in Toronto. Toronto houses are crazy. I don't know what end of town that you guys know, but we were near the downtown core, kind of on the east end, but wild area, and houses are so expensive. And I'm gonna pause this real quick, whatever we're listening to. And so yeah, and then our friend helped us with, what did they call it? The website that they used was called Hotwire. And through Hotwire, we just typed in our, this isn't a commercial for Hotwire, but hey, Hotwire did help us, and we wound up finding a nice hotel called the Canopy by Hilton in Toronto. Let me tell you the story about the parking situation. It's kind of petty. Kind of petty, but I gotta tell it. You know your boy. I'm not unfamiliar with Toronto. I'm not like I'm not at Drake level of familiarity with Toronto, but I know Toronto. Yeah, I'm not Aubrey Graham. I'm Adam Josh, hanging out in Niagara mostly, repping the Niagara area. So there I was in Toronto and visiting, and I don't live there, don't have any property there, don't have any rentals there. I'm in Niagara. So I go to Toronto, and we're in the back of, we're looking at this Hilton place, looking for parking. And you know me, I'm driving around looking for parking. I passed what I didn't know at the time, but there was like pylons, and it was the valet, but I didn't realize it at the time. So I drive around the back, and you know, it's a giant big building, right? Like a giant building. If you know downtown Toronto, like everything is giant buildings. So I'm going around the back looking for underground parking. Get around the back, find underground parking. And I'm seeing a bunch of numbers, like $8 for an hour. You know, Toronto prices, it's like overnight 16 or something. All these different prices, and I don't see anything that's too crazy. So I take the van down, I grab a ticket. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, worst case scenario, I just turn right around if the place is full or if it doesn't make sense. And maybe I park the van, and maybe the hotel has a better idea. These are all the things in the back of my mind. And it's just like, I've been on the road. I just want to get into our hotel, get situated, and then we got places to be the next day. So this is, of course, so in the order of events, we went to Vegandale first, and then went to the hotel, and then we woke up from the hotel and started going, you know, back to Kelly. We went to Kelly's Bake Shop and then to Niagara. So I'll be okay. But the order of events is kind of important. The Morning Banana Show is exciting because you get to see me try to tell stories while I'm having my morning coffee. After Vegandale, we're getting this hotel. And I'm in the parking situation, story. I get the ticket, I go down, park in P1. It was cleaner than my church shoes. We get to get the parking, go up, get our stuff, walk around, you know, past the guy who's living in the well, the stairwell, and go out around the front of the building. Now go in the front. Now I see that those pylons and whatnot in the front where it says valet. So there's a guy who's wearing a necklace that opens up the door because there's lots of weirdos walking down the street. And so we go in to the Hilton, and I said to the concierge when we were checking in, do you guys have parking here? Like, what's the situation with parking? Because I can clearly see there's no parking out front. And they said, oh, no, we have valet. I said, okay, well, what does the valet do? Oh, the valet will take your car around, and we have some parking at the back. I'm thinking, okay, all right. Well, how much is that? And they said, oh, that's $65. And I'm thinking, all right, well, no thank you. We found a parking spot. So in that moment, I knew that my parking situation was probably better than whatever they were doing, but I wasn't. It was nighttime. I wasn't 100% what was going on. Wake up the next morning. Long story short, I'm paying for the parking, and all these numbers are going through my head. 60, 70, 20, I don't know what it's going to be. Spits out the ticket, says I owe $14. While I'm there, I realize there's 2 other levels of parking underground, other than where I was. And the one I was at wasn't even full. So then, as I'm pulling out, I'm going through all these numbers in my head. I'm like, so they're going to make $51 for a valet to use this same parking? And then I pull up beside somebody. One of the machines isn't working where you stick the tags in, or stick the barcodes in. And then I think to myself, why don't I just tailgate this guy in front of me so the door can't close because their motion sensor activated. They're not going to slam down on your van. So I just tailgated the guy behind me, even though I already paid. And I'm looking at the kids in the back. I'm like, I didn't even have to pay for this. I did pay for this, but I didn't even have to pay for this. And they were trying to rip us off by $50. So That's the only thing I have against the whole Canopy by Hilton parking situation, is that they're using, and they're probably not even paying $14 because they're in the same building. They probably have a sweetheart deal with whoever actually owns the building and that underground parking. But you know and I know, that's where they were valeting the cars to, parking them undernight. You wouldn't even know where your car was, and you go get the valet, and the valet is getting the vehicle from the underground parking and charging you $50 for it. So that's a good, I'm not going to really say it's a scam. It's more like a hustle. So good for you. Back to the Vegandale story. Lots of vegan vendors. Mavericks was there, Copper Branch was there, Dreamland was there, lots of cool places to take photos. If you go to my X page, or formerly Twitter, you can see a bunch of photos that I shared, and some videos. I put some videos on my YouTube channel. A lot of good food. One of our favorite places that we actually found where the restaurant was and went back to on Sunday was called La Vegan. Don't correct me if I'm saying it wrong. La Vegan or LA Vegan, I don't know, but they're Ethiopian food, so I'm going to go with not LA and say La Vegan. I do love Ethiopian food. It has a lot of similarities to Pakistani or Indian food. And instead of that doughy naan bread covered in butter, Ethiopians will use injera, which is... it's made of some different things. Sometimes they use lentils. Sometimes I'm not an injera expert, but we were getting a gluten-free injera, so it had to be like some type of lentil bread. Injera, if you've never had it, is a flat bread that's very thin, bubbles on one side, and it's spongy. You can pull it like this, but you can also rip it. You can use it as a pita wrap. You can use it as your fork and your knives and use it as like your hand tool to eat the food. And that's the idea. In this case, they covered the bottom of a gigantic bowl with a full injera and then put the food on it and then gave you some injera on the side. And then you're dipping in their lentil dishes, you're dipping in their chickpea dishes and all the different, we had collard greens, we had so many different awesome pumpkin dishes and good spice stuff, good and spicy stuff. I love Ethiopian food. It's probably my third or fourth time in my life eating Ethiopian food, and I mean, we have Sudanese neighbors near my house, and I was talking to them and saying, like, do you guys, because it's around the same area, you share a border, have you ever had this type of injera? So we were giving them injera. We were like, please teach us how to make this injera. So in my life, I might go to Ethiopia just to get this recipe down for injera, because it was really impressive. We do make injera. I picked up injera from eating at an Ethiopian restaurant a long time ago, and I asked Desiree to help decode the ingredients. So yeah, my kids had cotton candy at Vegandale for the first time through Dreamland, and that was a lot of fun. Some cotton candy wouldn't be vegan, as you know, because the process by which refined sugar gets to your plate, there's a process in it, a step in it, which adds animal products, which you may not know, and it makes your table sugar not vegan. So you actually have to buy vegan sugar. It's like wine. Why? Sometimes I scratch my head and I think to myself, why on earth are we including animal products in the winemaking process? But at some point in history, somebody was like, we could add egg whites to this part and fish guts, and it makes this taste. And everybody was like, industry standard, let's just do that forever. It doesn't make any sense. So in a lot of wines, there are fish guts and egg whites. And to me, it should be fermented grapes, right? And maybe some added fruits, but you know, who am I? I'm not a wine connoisseur. I live in Niagara, but I don't drink. I live in Niagara, but I don't drink wine. So, you know, go make sense of that. Vegandale was awesome. We stayed at the Hilton. We stayed at the Canopy by Hilton. Love it. I got to do my workout, which you can see on my YouTube Shorts channel. If you're on my YouTube channel, go to Shorts. You can see some of the workout that I did in the a hotel gym. You know, I do my usual routine every 2 days. It was a lot of fun. Caden joined me for most of it. They got sidetracked by the running machines, whatever you want to call them. And we got to go swimming. Hit up Kelly's Bake Shop on the way back. Went to visit my mom in their retirement home. Then finally got home last night. And yeah, so it was a good weekend, relaxing weekend. Operation Church Fart is a go. It is still going on in the background. Operation Starseed is being talked about. We're still formulating all the details. But Operation Church Fart is 100% a go. More so now than ever before. And closer to being able to tell you all the details than I ever have been before. So all that being said, hey, remember when I used to do these morning banana shows and we would show the camera footage from Ukraine? And I would be like, oh man, this is ridiculous. These guys are lying scumbag neo-Nazis. Like, and hilariously, look at how the situation is going right now. In Canadian House of Commons, they had some former SS Nazi, actual literal Nazi who fought in the World War II, and Canadians and the Z-Man stand up and congratulate this guy. And by the way, if you want to turn the clocks back, I mean, keep in mind what side the British fought on in World War II, but anyway, it doesn't matter whether Canada is a British colony or not. What I'm saying is, I was telling everyone about Azov back in 2022 and the neo-Nazi ideologies in the Ukraine. You can watch documentaries like Ukraine on Fire by Oliver Stone and expand on that a bit more. But I was just raising the red flag and seeing like tons of corruption, tons of neo-Nazi ideology. Not sure what's going on. There's a mad history of Nazism in Ukraine, and saying that as somebody who has heritage there, you know, I don't want to go there. But at the same time, you look at the videos and whatnot during the chaos of the war and the live stream cams that I used to do every morning. It looked like a good vacation spot, and these videos come out of people partying and young kids partying and whatnot, and it's like, I don't think we're being told all the truth about Ukraine. Staged videos, staged war videos coming out of the Ukraine. Like, really, if the war is so bad, why are you staging videos? Camera crews and whatnot. 10% for the big guy, the money going back and forth, the Z-Man flying all over, doing his endless, hey, you give me money, I'll give you 10% on the side. Like, does anybody really believe this guy travels alone? Does anybody really believe one of his guys don't have briefcases full of God knows what? Different politicians being caught with bribes and gold and whatnot. It's like headline news in the United States. It's a giant scam, giant political bribery, big boys club, and you're not a part of it. I'm not a part of it. Let's not pretend that we are. People are asking me what's going on with Canada right now because it's utterly embarrassing. And we got a prime minister that has like literally been caught in blackface years ago, in brownface as well, pretending to be an Indian, and we're kicking Indians out of the country while simultaneously applauding actual literal Nazis who fought in World War II. And all I can say to people is, like, Canada is not feeling so well right now politically, and maybe just check back in a while. We need to take some medicine and like get on a detox or something. And I'm Canadian, and I'm telling people who are asking, like, Canadian politics is messy, and maybe now is not the best time to ask about what's going on in Canada. And I apologize for that on behalf of Canada. You know, it's our national heritage to say sorry. So I'm sorry. I am not a neo-Nazi. I am not a Nazi at all. I am not racist. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even begin. Why didn't they vet this guy at the House of Commons? I don't know. And did they vet him? And we're just going to ignore the fact that he was an actual literal. I can't even. I don't even know what to say. You know, fax, no printer. The Riz was at mid. You know, I'm not making any excuses for that. So I had nothing to do with the decision-making chain. I was out in Vegandale, you know. I don't want to hurt animals. You know, if I don't want to hurt animals, I definitely don't want to hurt people. So, all that to say, it's been crazy here this last little while. And, yeah. I hope that you guys have a great day and a good week. And I'm going to get out of here. You can follow me at adamjosh.com on the X platform, formerly Twitter. And I hope that you guys have a great day. If you feel like supporting me, you know, send me an e-transfer at adamjosh.com, adam@adamjosh.com. You can tip me on Patreon or any of the things on my website. You can follow the links there. Take care, everybody.